Mall is a staple in downtown Iowa City year-round, but this summer, Iowa City has added a second Ped Mall. And that's where we find KCRG TV9's Mary Green. And Mary, this is a push to support local businesses?
Well, Taylor, they're calling
Several fairs in Iowa have made the decision to cancel their events due to the coronavirus pandemic, leaving several food vendors with less options. But one food truck is making the rounds across Iowa to sell the typical fair concessions. KCRG TV9's Fernando Garcia Franceschini is live in Hopkinton, where Americana Concessions is setting up for lunch. And Fernando, people are excited to experience some of their food favorites.
I'm here in Hopkinton and just off of Highway 38, and as you can see behind me, Americana Concessions has set up here in Hopkinton. They are a concession stand originally from Anamosa, and I was speaking with the owner a little while ago, and she was telling me that yearly most of their profits come from setting up at fairs and festivals, but as you guys know, most of those fairs have already been canceled.
Earlier today, plenty of paws hit the trails at Humane Ohio's second annual Tails on the Trails Walk and 5K Run. Dogs and owners alike gathered at the Liz Pearson Shelter in Ottawa Park. They were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 9 a.m. The event featured food trucks, doggy IQ tests, caricatures, a photo booth, a doggy kissing booth, and even a dog ice cream eating contest. Fifth straight title with 37 hot dogs. And while New York may have been celebrating with that hot dog eating contest, Wichita celebrated another kind of dog on the 4th.
That was Bree Malaska reporting. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office K-9 team is counting its blessings this Thanksgiving. K-9 Fazo and Deputy Justin Galbraith won the vested interest in K-9's SUV giveaway. The duo was one of 30 teams in the nationwide contest and the only one from Ohio. Fazo and Galbraith got the most votes, and since they won, the department will be getting a new Chevy Tahoe for the K-9 team. Fazo just turned 5 at the end of last month. Pilgrims and Thanksgiving do go hand in hand, and today we're introducing you to this one that you can take home. His name's Pilgrim. He is a 2-year-old pit that's been at the LC4 shelter for about a month. His coat is healthy, but he does have some gray in there, so he's getting up in age. But the old dog does know some tricks. He can sit, shake, and roll over, but doesn't always do it right away, so he may need a bit more coaching.
Being that he came in as a stray, we don't know a whole lot about his background other than he is one amazing, fun-loving, happy-go-lucky boy here who is a huge fan of couches and treats.
And he definitely looks fun. Pilgrim would also make a good running dog, but he is also perfectly fine and happy to just sit on your lap. And if you are looking to adopt Pilgrim or another dog, LC4 has Black Friday deals tomorrow. It is hosting its annual Black Fur I-Day adoption event. It's normally $125 to adopt a pup, but there will be some doorbuster deals all morning long. Look how cute they are. There are $5 adoptions from 6 to 8, $10 adoptions from 8 to 10, and $15 adoptions from 10 to noon.
You're getting a dog that has been spay or neutered, all their initial vaccines, heartworm tests, dewormer, microchip, a dog license that's actually good through all of 2019. So it is a steal of a deal.
You will have to pay for that license though, but it's only $25. There are more than 100 dogs up for adoption if you'd like to check them out. Some of them are younger than a year, by the way. We've posted a link on our website, NBC24.com. Right now at 6, we start with breaking news. We are learning that Fiat Chrysler plans to open an assembly plant in Detroit to build new Jeeps.
There hasn't been an official announcement, but a source within the company confirms the move. Detroit News reports it'll use the Mack Avenue Engine 2 plant that's been closed since 2012. Fiat Chrysler would reportedly use that facility to build a new 3-row Jeep Grand Cherokee model year 2021. This announcement comes shortly after we learned General Motors would be shuttering the Detroit Hamtramck plant next year. This morning, GM CEO Mary Barra was back on Capitol Hill defending the company following news of thousands of layoffs. Ohio lawmakers joined that meeting. They expressed that they're upset that even after tax cuts, the company is leaving. Senator Rob Portman says he and Senator Brown are working on recovering some of those jobs by adding some to the Toledo area.
We're very glad that Toledo, Ohio has a GM powertrain plant, and we talked about that with the CEO. We want to be sure that they expand operations in Toledo, and the indication is that they might just do that. And so that's helpful for the Toledo area.
GM's announcement last week says the Lordstown plant's final shift will be coming this March. Over the past 2 years, GM has eliminated nearly 3,000 jobs company-wide.
The number 2 at the White House now in Ohio. Why Mike Pence is visiting Perrysburg and what local lawmakers are saying about that visit.
And taking out the trash, how one program is offering curbside assistance in Toledo.
Plus, how a Clay high schooler's letter has brought potentially life-saving changes to his school.
You are watching NBC 24 News at 6 with Ryan Cummings, Jamie Innes, and Kimberly Newman.
And there he is, right on Air Force 2, touching down in Swanton. Vice President Mike Pence is now in Northwest Ohio.
He was in Cincinnati earlier today campaigning for Mike DeWine for governor, and after that event, he talked about tax cuts and putting America first. He's now at a private fundraiser in Perrysburg supporting Jim Renacci for U.S. Senator.
NBC 24's Bree Malaska is live at the airport where Pence landed about an hour and a half ago, around 4:30. And Bree, his visit is a pretty big deal for Wood County.
It is, and he did land, like you said, around 4:30. And you can see a little bit of his plane actually still behind me here, a little bit of that American flag sticking out there at the top.
For the first time ever, the Toledo fireworks were accompanied by a live personal soundtrack. The Toledo Symphony Orchestra performed at Promenade Park, and the Symphony Orchestra took the stage around 9, where they performed a number of patriotic tunes. They then took a brief intermission to start just after 10 with those fireworks choreographed to the music. If you were there, you may have noticed 30-second pauses, but those pauses were simply for the firework technicians to install the new line of fireworks to time them up perfectly with that performance. Good evening, I'm Kaylee Cunningham. Jamie and Ryan both have the night off. Red, white, and boom. Waterville celebrated their annual 4th of July tradition with a very large crowd. NBC 24's Jay Hanna was there, and he joins us live in the newsroom. And Jay, this was free for anyone who wanted to go out and celebrate the 4th, right? And fathers were not an endangered species at the Toledo Zoo today. This Father's Day, dads were welcome to meet animal fathers like Batu the gibbon, Boomer the orangutan, and Silvio the mongoose lemur. Dads got free admission, and games were out on the plaza with inflatables, football, basketball, and soccer. A great turnout despite all the heat.
Today's main event at the National Cherry Festival in Traverse City. Do you know this is a thing? It is.
I did not.
Duck racing. They pretty much threw them.
They just threw them. They're not even racing. Well, mallard duck races have been going on for 20 years across the entire country, but this is the race's first appearance at this event, the National Cherry Festival, and anybody can race a duck for just about $5.
It seems, I mean, it looks fun to watch. I don't know. Did you see them though? They literally just
kind of threw them, so I don't really know how much effort the ducks are putting in. They're just kind of tossing them, but I like it.
My gosh, that's crazy.
I like it. As a general rule, baby cows are pretty cute, and when they grow bigger, they may lose a little of that cute factor. Mark Cholette found a small cow that will continue to have people saying aw.
Way to bring awareness to the problem Toledoans see each year on Lake Erie. Mommy Bay Brewing Company created an algae bloom beer. NBC 24's Bree Malaska joins us live from the brewery tonight. Now, Bree, that doesn't really look like beer to me.
It is a beer, but as you can see, it's not that pretty, but that's the whole purpose. The purpose was to create a conversation about the algae bloom to find.
Happening today, you can expect a text from President Trump. It won't be a political message, but a chance for FEMA to test out an alert system. The text will be sent out to almost every cell phone. Karen Kafa explains what will happen.
We are just 3 days away from the big rivalry game between the Buckeyes and Michigan Wolverines. OSU ranked 10th, Michigan is 4th. This is video of OSU playing MSU earlier this month. The game, as it's known. Local breweries are using beer to give back to California fire victims. Sierra Nevada Brewing Company wants to help those impacted by the Camp Fire in Northern California.
24 News.
All right, the game is less than 48 hours away. Beat Michigan Week is serious for Buckeye fans, and it can be very tense for some households. Rodney Dunnigan explains the rivalry is tearing some families apart.
We've had some severe storms roll through eastern Iowa today, and there were several warnings issued this evening, including one for incredibly high winds. Here's a live look at the power outage map from Lion Energy. There are multiple power outages still in Lynn County and a couple in Dubuque and Johnson counties as well. As of 9:30, more than 5,000 were without power in Cedar Rapids. And those storms brought hail to many parts of the area. Walford got hit pretty hard, as you can see and hear there. A TV9 viewer, Tammy Scriver, sent this video of some of it dropping into a swimming pool and onto their porch. And here's a picture of some of the storm damage viewers sent us. This was sent to us by Luke Cross. Large tree limbs hit a home 2 miles north of Norway there. Mike Owen sent us this picture of a play area completely knocked over just west of Mount Vernon. And Allison Blank from Clarence sent us these two photos. Some sports bleachers had traveled quite a ways and are now halfway over a fence. And as you can see there, pretty bent out of shape. And you can see more viewer photos and submit your own on our website, KCRG.com. And some of those winds caused down trees and power lines, causing damage. KCRG TV9's Brian Tabak took a look around some of the areas we're seeing damage in Lynn County, and he joins us from Marion. Brian, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Taylor, I spent a lot of time on the northeast side of Cedar Rapids into Marion. Right now, I'm in Marion on McGowan and Country Club Boulevard. You can see this tree completely smashed the cab of this truck here right behind me. I was told by crews who were out here a little bit ago that we do start seeing some of these larger trees like this one start falling when we do have those heavy winds and that rain. Now, here's a better look at the down tree. You can see it is blocking the roadway on McGowan. Crews say that they're not picking it up right now. They'll probably be out a little bit later. Much of the block, if you look here, also pretty bad damage, with much of the block had piles of fallen limbs in the front of the homes. This fallen tree and is one of a few I saw on Boyson and Cedar Rapids. You can see it damaged the fence and came pretty close to falling on the roadway itself. And again, like I spoke to crews a little while ago, they told me that they are going to be cleaning up here in a little bit. Right now, the road, McGowan, is completely blocked. A lot of people have been driving up and down, but the road is blocked through traffic right now. Live in Marion, Brian Tabak, KCRG TV9 News.
Thanks, Brian. And let's turn now to First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Kaylee Pluchel. And Kaylee, are we done with these storms, or will they be sticking around?
Well, the good news is, Taylor, our severe weather threat for the rest of tonight is over, and we are anticipating quiet conditions as we head towards the overnight hours and the end of the weekend. Here's a live look from the Grass City Cam in Dubuque, where you can still see the roadways in that area wet, but any rain and thunderstorm activity has pushed out of our area at this time. Pinpoint Doppler radar showing that movement pushing into portions of Illinois and the southern portions of Wisconsin as well. Again, we are going to be staying quiet throughout the overnight hours. 64 degrees your current temperature in Cedar Rapids, 66 in Tama, 68 in Iowa City, same thing in Washington, 65 in Maquoketa, we're 66 in Manchester, Dubuque sitting at 64 degrees. And temperatures over the next couple of hours going to pretty much be holding steady into the low to mid 60s throughout the overnight hours. We do anticipate clear skies throughout the entire area. North winds are going to be anywhere between 5 and 10 miles per hour. As we do take a look at our heat index forecast over the next couple of days, the good news is it's really not going to be that warm. After today, temperatures are going to fall, and those dew points are going to fall right along with them, keeping our heat index values pretty close to the temperature all the way through the beginning of the week on Tuesday. I've got to look at your Sunday forecast and what you can expect in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Kaylee. And this is more video several viewers sent us of some hail coming down this afternoon. This is video from Swisher. The hail damaged this viewer's car, and it went on there for at least 10 minutes. And we have a whole gallery of weather photos in the U News section of KCRG.com. That's where you can share your own pictures and videos of storm damage in your area.
26 people have now died in the bushfires in Australia. The latest death is a Victoria State firefighter who was working to extinguish unattended campfires. Fire officials say 2,300 firefighters in New South Wales are making the most out of some storms in the area. They are trying to battle 110 bushfires. Humans are not the only ones affected. Millions of animals reportedly have also died. And smoke can be seen across oceans.
The fires have led to hazardous air quality, which is a threat to human health in major cities in Australia, spreading to New Zealand, and sent smoke drifting thousands of kilometers across the Pacific to South America.
Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison is receiving criticism for ignoring the fires, taking a vacation while fires burned. His government has also been accused of ignoring climate change. Let's move to the weather, and meteorologist Justin Gertz, you've been tracking this, and the Australian bushfires have burned up millions of acres.
Yeah, just a huge area, much larger rather than the California wildfires from a couple of years ago. So here's a bit of a comparison: about 15.5 million acres. That's more than 24,000 square miles. Now, even I, somebody who looks at geography all the time, look at those numbers and think, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, that's about the size of the KCRG TV9 viewing area. So our coverage area is just a little bit more than 24,000 square miles. So if you can imagine all of eastern Iowa into the tri-states being burned up, that's what the comparison is. Now, thankfully, we have pretty quiet weather around here for the time being. Those of you who are stuck in...
And now today is Justin's last day at KCRG TV9 after more than 10 years. And Justin, we're going to take a look now at some of your greatest moments.
If there are any.
We tried really hard.
You're still just a meteorologist. You should stick with what you're good at. So when you're on the road this holiday season, you'll have the skills and know-how to keep your... I screwed it up. So when you're on the road this weekend. So when you're on the road this holiday season, you'll have the... I'm getting too far ahead here. That sun is so bright. Oh, that sun is killing me. I can sneak another one in real quick here. So you'll have... forgot my line, never mind. You'll have the skills and know-how to keep you and your family safe. Wait, that didn't make any sense. So when you're traveling this holiday season, poopy diapers. Want your picture on TV? Just catch a fish. Catch a fish. Catch a fish. Oh, that's a good look right there. Now, those of you who go to Kai's Facebook page, if you look there, it has my facial hair from college, which was a really good look.
Oh, I don't know.
No, not really, not at all. But no, I'll try to keep this short because nobody wants to see me ugly cry. When I started at KCRG back on October 5th, 2009, I had no idea I'd stay for more than 10 years. Now, it's a lot has changed since then, both for KCRG and for me, and it's been quite an adventure. But it is time to start a new one. Now, before I go, I want to thank my coworkers, KCRG management, the anchors, reporters, photographers, producers, production crew, engineers, creative services, sales, and the weather team. Hopefully I got everybody there. My wife for rolling with the schedule changes that come with TV life. And to all of you, thank you for trusting and welcome me. Ugly cry. I told you, ugly cry. We can't be doing this. Almost got there, though. Thank you for welcoming me into your homes and your lives.
You made it through the whole thing.
I'm not, the thing of it is, though, I'm not like crying. I just have this, yeah. Thank you, Joe.
But 10 years, that's a long time to be here.
It is a long time, and I really do thank everyone for tuning in all these years. And it's been a short run with you, Jackie, but it's been a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed it, too, and we will all miss you here, Justin.
And I'll still be on Twitter, so, and by the way, Corey Thompson was live tweeting this newscast, so if you want some fun, go check that out. But again, thank you so much, everybody, for the past almost 11 years.
All right, good luck to you, Justin.
Thank you. And by the way, have a great afternoon. We'll see you at 4, 5, and 6.
That's going to do it for us tonight at 6. We'll see you back here at 11.
We're going to leave you with a look at the Emmys. They're taking place right now. The gold carpet is rolled out and the stars are lining up. We'll see you back here at 11.
And that's going to do it tonight for us at 11. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you had a safe and happy holiday. Check us out at NBC24.com. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is up next.
NBC 24 News at 6.
Tonight, investigators in Chillicothe are working to figure out what substance made 24 guards, nurses, and inmates sick.
Troopers say a total of 29 people were exposed. 23 corrections officers, 4 nurses, and 1 inmate were taken to the hospital. Another was treated at the scene. Luann Stoya with our sister station in Columbus is live outside the prison tonight. Luann, do investigators know how this happened?
Well, limited information is being shared right now, but we can tell you security remains high here at RCI. Still a very heavy presence. We just saw shift change, corrections officers reporting to work following the crisis. And while investigators have yet to reveal more details, people here have loved ones inside and they're concerned.
Investigators say a Ross correctional inmate was showing signs of an overdose and given Narcan. He was rushed to the hospital about 9 this morning. But the crisis didn't end there. 23 corrections officers and 4 nurses were also exposed to an unidentified substance.
It was kind of like a high caffeine rush, some disorientation. Some people passed out.
Families of workers as well as inmates were scared, thinking about just how many people were impacted and when the crisis would be contained.
Just wondering how so many people got sick at once.
Union officials tell us they don't have a handle yet if the exposure was accidental or if it was intentional.
As far as how the exposure happened, those things are still being investigated at present time.
People are very, very resourceful as to how they can get things in. And we try to be on top of our game and try to limit it, but it's always been an issue.
A hazmat crew was called in to clean the affected areas of the prison.
It's a growing problem, and then for it to infiltrate the prison system is pretty bad.
The Highway Patrol says RCI is secure and is no safety threat to the public.
With the opioid epidemics that's in the state of Ohio, we're trying to make sure the precautions are in place, that people have, protective equipment when they're doing their jobs inside the institution, and trying to keep people safe. So that's where we're at right now.
And tonight, the union says one of their corrections officers is going to be hospitalized overnight. People who live near here in Chillicothe tell us they want workers to know that they're being prayed for as this investigation continues. And we can tell you that officials are hoping to get that white substance tested at a lab and possibly know whether it in fact was fentanyl later tonight. For now, we're live in Chillicothe. Luann Stoya, NBC 24 News.
A bunch of people started running out. I thought, I didn't know what was going on. Then I heard shots fired, and we took off and ran to the corner.
Those shots were inside a Cincinnati bank this morning. Tonight, 4 people are dead, including the gunman, where police say he started shooting and where they are looking right now.
Major delays on I-75, the massive pothole that had traffic down to 1 lane for most of the day, and when it will be back open.
Kimberly Newman goes over the edge, rappelling 16 stories down the building right there for charity tonight.
You are watching NBC 24 News at 6 with Ryan Cummings, Jamie Innes, and Kimberly Newman.
Oh, man.
Right now at 6, dramatic eyewitness video following today's shooting at Fifth Third Bank in downtown Cincinnati. Tonight, police are in North Bend, about 15 miles away, looking through the apartment of 29-year-old Omar Perez, the suspect who is now dead.
Officers say he killed 3 people this morning and was not a former or current employee there. But a prosecutor tells our sister station he did have mental issues and was carrying a lot of ammo.
Police say Perez walked up to the loading dock this morning and just started shooting. Then he went into the lobby and shot at police. 2 others are in the hospital tonight, and we are told the Cincinnati Reds will be holding a moment of silence before tonight's game. And we will have a live report from the scene where it happened coming up in 6. Tonight, police in Cincinnati are now searching the apartment of the man they say shot and killed 3 people this morning at a bank. The suspect, 29-year-old Omar Perez, is also dead.
Prosecutors say he had mental health issues. Alexis Moberger is live at Fountain Square where this happened. Alexis, what else are officers saying about the shooter?
That's right. At this point, police still don't know why Omar Perez went in and had the shooting earlier this morning. They're still trying to find a motive. But here's a breakdown of just what happened early this morning around 9:15. If you take a look behind me, this is the building, the Fifth Third Center, where Perez opened fire. He first started in the back of the building at the loading dock. He then went into the lobby. That's when police say 4 officers confronted him and shot him multiple times. He died on scene, and so did a victim. 2 others died at the hospital. Witnesses we spoke to say what they saw today was truly traumatizing.
Didn't know me, and she grabbed me and wanted me safe.
As you can see, the crime scene unit is still on scene and will be for a while. Now tomorrow at noon, there will be a solidarity lunch right in this area to honor the lives of the victims who died today. In Cincinnati, I'm Alexis Moberger. Back to you.
A comedy club and restaurant will bring some new entertainment options to Dubuque. The Chicago-based Comedy Bar is opening a location in Dubuque's Millwork District. It'll be in the Novelty Ironworks building. The club will have shows every weekend featuring different comedians. There will also be open mic nights for local comedians to try out their talents. This will be on Thursday nights. Dubuque comedian Ryan Graham says this will be a huge deal for stand-up comics in the area. He says he regularly travels to Cedar Rapids to perform.
A lot of times we go to Penguins on Wednesday night, which is, a 3-hour round trip to get 5 minutes of stage time. We go to the Quad Cities. We've been to Madison before, so it's just a lot of driving.
The Comedy Bar is also opening a partnership with the new restaurant called Southern Ego. The club and restaurant will officially be opening to the public tomorrow.